I decided to participate in the Man and Woman of the Year campaign because I've always had a connection to medical research in my life. My mom has been a medical researcher for over 30 years, which is my lifetime, and she's had the opportunity to work on leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and pediatric cancer studies. Through her work and her career and the work of many others like her, that we will one day find a cure. I couldn't think of a better way to honor the strongest woman I know than by participating in this campaign.
I'm participating in the Man and Woman of the Year campaign with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society because of the great work they do.
While they say money can't buy time, I really think this is a situation where it does. I know that the research that was completed for my mom's type of cancer bought her 6 more years with us as a family, and that was important to me.
I can't write a big fat check, so I wanted to give my time. And also knowing the connection I've been able to have with other people, as well as, you know, just, I don't know, it just makes my heart happy.
My mom passed away in 1993 at the age of 63 years old from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And she put up a very courageous, valiant battle, and unfortunately succumbed about 3 years later from when she was initially diagnosed. But I'm doing it for her. She was the glue that held our family together. She was my rock, and miss her every day.
A couple of years ago, when Kelsey Carr ran for Woman of the Year, I was involved on her campaign. And since that time, I have been wanting to get involved, but the timing wasn't right. And then this year, I kind of felt like this is it.
Due to our nationwide reach that our company has, I felt I could bring this outside of just the Albany area and enlighten some of those folks I work with on a day-to-day basis, but really make an impact on a nationwide level, not just at the local regional level.
I've been blessed to have no personal connection with this disease, but going through this campaign, I've learned so much about LLS and what they do, the research capabilities, and it's just been an amazing experience to really help those affected by the disease.
A very dear friend of mine and a colleague approached me and asked if I would participate this year, having known that I had just finished treatment about 12 months before he had asked. And at the time I wasn't sure I really wanted to be a part of the campaign. However, my uncle had just passed away within the last probably a week and a half, 2 weeks at that point. And I recognized that the story that he and I told together, me finishing cancer, being a cancer finisher, and him moving on to the last phase of treatment, that there was a real need to raise money for research.
How this all got started was my wife is Greek, and her yaya passed 35 years ago from leukemia. So we started putting together a party. It turned into a much bigger party than anticipated. It's now the Kentucky Derby party that people know it for. I decided to run for Man of the Year based upon my mom. She's pretty sick. She's been suffering from Alzheimer's, and it came at her pretty quick. In October, I went out to go see her. She didn't know who I was. I called up LLS and said, I got to try to find a way to deal with this, and how do I get a connection into LLS with Alzheimer's? And I started telling the story about my mom. And then I determined that everybody has a fight, everyone has a struggle. So why not form something called Fight Club? And Fight Club is a premise around everybody can join this fight together in a commonality for LLS, and we can all deal with our own personal struggles and our fights together.
My friend John Palmieri last year was nominated. He ran and had a ton of fun with it, so one night we were out after a co-ed softball game, and he mentioned that he thought I would be a great candidate for it. The team that he had last year was really successful, so we got a lot of the old band back together and did it. I don't have a personal connection to anybody with any form of blood cancer, but cancer is one of those things that everybody knows somebody that has a personal connection to cancer. So I figured, why not take the opportunity to learn more? And I figured if I could learn more, then I could take what I just learned and teach as many people as possible while raising funds.
The main driver was my mom. My mom is a lymphoma survivor, and through her treatments, she showed a ton of belief that she would survive and had a ton of courage. With that, I wanted to show my mom that I believed in her, and we wanted to turn the negative experience that we had with cancer into a positive one.
I had a very close friend in college. His name was Jake Gregg, and the year after I had graduated from college, he was diagnosed with leukemia, and the school really rallied, and all of our friends, we rallied around him and actually created a whole music festival at the college to help support him in his fight.
I think the most fulfilling part of this campaign is that though they work it as an entire competition, everybody's goal is to break the record of the candidates prior. And so though we're all going head to head in a sense, it's really a huge sense of camaraderie and teamwork to break records, not beat individuals.
The amount of stories that I've heard from people as I've introduced them to this thing called Fight Club, and you really become humbled when people actually open up about their personal fight. You realize that maybe it's not so bad for what you have. Right? And it's an honor for me to be a part of that.
Everybody seems to have been touched in one shape, way, or form of another with respect to having a friend or loved one that's gone through this, suffered through this, etc. And so I was really blown away by the impact that not only me being part of this, but their ability to contribute on a level has brought everybody kind of closer together.
I have found it very fulfilling just to see how many different people and companies are so willing to donate their time or their resources or money to the campaign.
Watching my team members come together as one cohesive unit for a great cause, and I think that has been really meaningful to me to see people not only come out of their comfort zones, but do it for me in support of my efforts.
My family and I have been able to meet fantastic people that have had their own experiences with cancer, either through friends or family, and it's comforted us knowing that other people have gone through what we've gone through and shown us how lucky we are because my mom is a survivor and not everyone has that opportunity to say that.
I think meeting people, meeting some of the other contestants in the campaign, meeting some of the people that are dealing with this disease, and I think you and I and everybody that we know has dealt with someone that has dealt with cancer. So it's a very rewarding experience.
To be able to actually sit in front of people and get to know that their passion is just as strong as mine to raise money is pretty incredible. And then obviously, the donations and the excitement of seeing people appreciate your efforts, which is, really rewarding.
The most fulfilling part of this campaign has been building a legacy for my uncle. So my uncle has been through chemo a number of times and 2 stem cell transplants, which gave us his smile, his self-awareness, and his love, just that little bit bigger.
To see all these powerful men and women join together for such a great cause and take time out of their busy schedules to commit to making a difference is really awesome.
You realize that this disease affects a lot of people, and there's really no one that it hasn't touched in some way, shape, or form. So getting to know those stories and getting to know the people involved has really been wonderful.
It's quite amazing to see how much together we can do to raise money for the research for this disease. My team has been amazing, just working trivia events, asking people in our firm to participate, and I couldn't have done it alone. So I nominate them as Team of the Year.
Win, lose, or draw on titles, we've all participated. We've all been part of something bigger than us, and we've all already won just by being here. So thank you to all of the LLS candidates and to all of the team members who have hopped on for the ride.